you're right. They have to start hot. That defense has to start hot. You really do hope that Miami does start with the defense. They get started on defense first, so you can have that crowd with them in that environment. It's going to be the way that there's always a first thing that comes to mind is this Penn State Michigan game where Mo Bamba starts playing. It's a whiteout at night, Penn State. You want that. You want that kind of environment where Hard Rock is unconscious, where the camera is shaking and everything. It's all a part of that. And part of that starts with what Falconer said, that Ruben Bain needs to have a huge bounce back season. He's a key player for this Miami defense. Him, Justin Scott, Akeem Mesidor, David Blay, all those guys in defensive front, they're huge pieces, and you're really hoping that they throw off a very veteran and experienced offensive line in Notre Dame. If you can throw them off once or twice, especially on an opening drive, changes the momentum, makes Carson Beck's life easier. That's all it takes.
Yep, exactly. Just this I mean, we've talked about a bunch is that this defense is going to need to be huge in this first week. You kind of talked about a little bit. I'm just going to shout out Lakers. Lakers all day here. Who's your favorite player on this defense? I mean, we just mentioned Ruben Bain. We just mentioned, obviously, he's probably the obvious pick. Like, if this guy's healthy and this guy's back in action, he's going to be sick and he's going to be flying around the field for Miami on the defensive end. But who are the other guys that you're like keen in on, try and get some movement for Miami?
I'm looking at that defensive back room, and I'm thinking if CJ Carr is throwing back, coming back to throw, I want to see Chuck Brantley make plays. And that's the guy, he's probably the most experienced guy within that Miami defensive back room. He's going to be the leader for that defensive back room. I love what Chuck Brantley can bring. He's going to be a significant, significantly better than what they had last season as a defense. Him paired with OJ Frederick and with even guys like Ethan O'Connor and Damari Brown, that's going to be a defensive back room that I'm super excited for. And I think that I really do believe that this defense is going to be so much better. You see what Notre Dame fans see on Twitter, and they're always talking about, how they've been looking at the two teams, and they look for comparisons. They're going to say that their defense is better than us and their offense is better than us. And they can say that, which is fine. But they have no idea, and we have no idea what Miami's defense is going to look like on Sunday. With that energy that they'll bring, with a group of a lot of veteran defensive guys, including from the defensive back room, with an experienced defensive coordinator, it could be a completely different thing. If Miami's defense shows up right out the gate, Miami can easily take control of this game. They can easily win it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like we're gonna keep on harping on it. I mean, last time we're gonna harp on it this week for us, but but yeah, like everybody you look at this game will say is that if this defense is where we think it will be because of the coaching, because of the coaching difference and the adjustments and the talent in here, there is a sense that this defense could be really good, and especially in this game with the crowd behind them play a huge factor in shutting down Notre Dame early, getting Miami into a rhythm early on, and kind of alleviating the pressure that Carson Beck's gonna have to worry about, because Notre Dame as well has a very solid defense, a really good, their numbers are extremely high all across the board. We'll kind of dive in a little bit more into them a little bit as we go on. But they're, if you look at their numbers last year, I think they led the nation in points allowed per game. They forced a lot of turnovers. They kept the pass numbers low. That's a defense that Carson Beck is going to have to throw against. And you want Miami's defense to not have to let Carson Beck kind of ease in his first action in a very long time, a real game action. We haven't really seen Carson Beck since the game he got injured. And so kind of just allowing him to ease into this game, to ease into a high pressure scenario,